all down without breaking your head. The Afternoon Business Review gives you clear analysis, fresh updates, and smart insights without the stress. My name is Oye Walton Ankrah, and I bring you everything you need to know in the world of business Mondays to Thursdays at 12:30. Let's have lunch together. The Afternoon Business Review, where Ghana's Business Day gets explained. Coal currently has a direct contribution to Ghana's national economy. Because the country has no commercially viable native coal deposits, the resource plays virtually no role in the domestic energy mix. That is the GDP, or government revenue actually. Ghana's national grid relies primarily on hydro, natural gas, and oil-fired thermal power stations. Ghana's coal trade is minor. Imports largely comprising specialized coal briquettes for niche industrial and commercial uses usually total between $1.5 million and $2 million annually. So yes, we do not have a commercial coal production sector. No, we don't have that in the country. Hello and welcome to the Afternoon Business Review, where we tell you what moves money and markets. Many thanks for allowing us into your homes, your offices, and allowing us to talk business over lunch. Good afternoon once again. Let's move straight to the commodities market and find out how much cocoa, gold, and crude oil are being sold on the global market. Now, crude oil is selling at $78. Yes, below $80. That is some good news coming in. Gold is being pegged at $4,337, and cocoa is priced at $4,180. Let's look at how the city is faring on the interbank market. That is how the commercial banks are retailing the currencies, the major currencies actually. So the dollar, the pound, and the euro. The dollar is selling at 11 cedis, 5 pesos. 11 cedis, 5 pesos. Like now 10 cedis. Yes, so it's also some good news coming in. The dollar is selling at 11 cedis, 5 pesos, and if you want to buy, you're likely to buy it at 11 cedis, 4 pesos, even lower, 11 cedis, 4 pesos. The British pound is going at 18 cedis, 82 pesos, and if you want to buy a pound, you are likely to get it at 14 cedis, 81 pesos. The euro is selling at 12 cedis, 79 pesos, and if you want to buy, you are likely to buy it at 12 cedis, 79 pesos. So that is what the commercial banks are, saying when it comes to the retailing of the major currencies. The dollar is selling at 11 cedis, 5 pesos. On the interbank market, yes, some good news there. It's level just 5 pesos, and we would drop to 10 cedis. Yay, some good news. Prempe is happy. Yeah, he's happy. Yeah. So if you're going to any of the commercial banks, Absa, Standard Chartered Bank, CBG, and all the other banks, this is how much you are likely to get the currencies. Remember, the figures are not the same at the forex bureaus, and it is illegal to go to the black market. Do not go there. Go to the interbank market or the forex market. A good time to look at how your stocks are doing on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Caitlin Dati has been monitoring events there and has come through with an update for you.
The stock market started the week on Monday with price gains in 5 equities against the lone laggard. The top gainers were Casapreco, SIC, and ETI, while Bento Oil Palm declined. Driven by the price gains, The Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index rose to a year-to-date gain of 66.49%, while the Databank Stock Index surged to a year-to-date return of 86.89%. GCB Bank and MTN Ghana traded the most, accounting for 72% of the market turnover after trading 4.3 million shares over 28 counters. For Databank Research, Caitlin Dazi.
And here in the studios of Class 91.3 FM, my name is Oye Ankrah. I'm here with my colleague and co-host Nana Juman Prempe. Nana, it's good seeing you this afternoon. Have you had lunch yet?
Not yet.
Why? What's your problem?
Work first.
You don't have money. You don't have money.
Also, are you offering to buy me lunch?
You are talking money, but you don't have.
To buy me lunch?
You are talking money, but you don't have money. Yeah, I'll buy you lunch. You don't have a problem. I'm always of course, yes, it's on record.
You just close the weekend.
So the Nigerian Premier has stories that are shaping the Ghanaian economy. Nana, what is the biggest story shaping Ghana's economy
I'm also
today?
serving free lunch for cocoa farmers because there's some good news and the producer price won't be reduced. That's according to the Ghana Cocoa Initiative. So cocoa farmers in Ghana and Ivory Coast can now heave a sigh of relief as both countries decided not to reduce the producer price despite a downturn in international cocoa prices. The decision to maintain prices was not based on international market conditions alone. Speaking in an interview, the head of public affairs at the Ghana Cocoa Board, Jerome Sam, said the decision was driven largely by concerns about the welfare and livelihoods of local farmers.
If we are to consider what is prevailing on the international market, then of course the price would have gone down again. Because should you come to Cote d'Ivoire, where I find myself today, that's what is happening. Because they are having, changes as and when the prices dip. They also make some changes and all that. But we took a decision that, look, the farmer has already been hit. So we need to make sure that the prices remain unchanged so we can end the season. And after the season, whatever conversation that government needs to communicate, that also will be succinctly communicated for us to know that, yes, in as much as we are protecting the farmer, we are also ensuring a sustainable sector which will continue to play that major role in the lives of the farmers as well as, the economy for all of us to benefit as a whole. So I can tell you that largely government was very concerned about the income and livelihood of the ordinary cocoa farmer.
So yeah, the head of public affairs at the Ghana Cocoa Board, Jerome Sam. Meanwhile, Ghana's finance minister and chairman of the steering committee, Dr. Kasiela Toforson, has called for deeper collaboration between the world's two largest cocoa producing countries to transform the sector into one that is more resilient, prosperous, and profitable for farmers. President Mahama is also expected in Abidjan today for the Cote d'Ivoire Ghana High Level Summit on the future of the cocoa economy to collaborate and develop strategies to secure a sustainable future for the cocoa industry. On the international front, Africa Finance Corporation has committed $600 million to support Dangote Group's $7 billion fertilizer expansion program, backing a major industrial project expected to strengthen Africa's fertilizer production base and reduce the continent's dependence on imports. So, Nana, that's it for stories shaping the local and international.
Many thanks, Nana Juman Prempe. He just brought us the big stories that are shaping both the domestic or local economy and the foreign economy. And today we are talking fuel as part of our big conversation. We want to talk about what consumers are seeing today. Some consumers have confirmed that some oil marketing companies or some fuel stations have actually adjusted their figures on the dashboard. So I don't know if you have seen new figures on any of the dashboard as you drove around the capital. Now, the second pricing window of June 2026 opens today at the pumps, and for the next 2 weeks, consumers and motorists can heave a sigh of relief. From today, prices of petroleum products are set to drop at the pump. Now, this comes as the war at the Middle East has ceased, with the Strait of Hormuz opened. We know that the US and Iran are going to sign that peace deal on Friday, and just with the announcement that they have agreed on a deal, prices of petroleum products started dropping, and we are also witnessing it here in Ghana. Petrol is expected to see the largest reduction, with prices projected to fall by up to 9.31%. So let's say 9%. A liter of petrol could sell for about 14 cedis, 72 pesos, making it one of the steepest fuel price cuts since in recent times. So I'm sure you if you haven't filled your tank, or if you haven't bought fuel, you are good. You are good, because you are going to buy it lesser than you would have bought it just yesterday or 2 days ago. And I knew it. So in fact, when I was going to buy fuel, I decided to buy just a little that could bring me to work today. And then top up later in the day. So some good news coming in. Few petroleum products are going down, and we are seeing some dashboard changes. Figures are changed at the some of the dashboards, some of the fuel stations. Some are yet to effect the changes, but we know that petrol is expected to see the largest reduction, and that is about 9%. A liter of petrol could sell for about 14 cedis, 72 pesos. Let's delve into this very well with an expert or analyst, and we have on the phone Donald Marshall. He is a sustainable energy analyst. Good afternoon, Donald, and thank you for joining us on the Afternoon Business Review.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
Should we start, getting excited that prices are going to go down, for the next, say, 3 months?
Well, we can't get too excited for now. Okay, these are still early days. It takes a process for things to stabilize, and it can even take like a month or two for things to stabilize. But immediately we can all say that this is good news, and we are still going to get a lot of products coming on the market, and the prices is going to reduce. Price is going to stabilize, but it's still early days yet. Let's not just get too excited for now.
Petrol is expected to see the largest reduction. Why is that?
Well, for majority of the users, petrol prices over the year sometimes get to be cheaper as compared to diesel, depending on where you buy from. Okay, so since the normal people or the normal users would have to use petrol for their everyday vehicles and drive around town, based on how the dynamics are in terms of like where the pricing is gotten from, you would tend to have petrol prices becoming cheaper as compared to diesel. Yeah, so that is mostly what the reason is.
And at this point, would you still say that even the reduction that we are saying, 14.72%, is still high? And do you expect it to go further down?
Yes, I'm expecting it to go further down, probably like another 2% going down, because now, as I said earlier on, we are now going to get the products coming in, since the Strait of Hormuz is going to have free passage. Okay, but this is also going to take a lot of time. But then I'm still expecting the petrol prices to go further down. But irrespective of that, the price that we'll pay at the pump is very dependent on what MPA decides for their price floors, and also how the cedi performs against the dollar. So on the global market, we might probably have a very low oil prices, but then when it comes to the price that we pay at the pump, then it comes to what the MPA floor price is, and also how the cedi performs against the dollar.
Don't know. The cedi is doing fairly well as of today. We on the interbank market, it is 11 cedis and some 3 pesos. 5 pesos actually. So we just have about 5 pesos to go down to 10 cedis, the 10 cedi mark. we also know that the even though the city has also stabilized, of course the impact of the war would not be resolved anytime soon. We could still see the impact, on on fuel prices. But as of today, fuel price on the global market has gone down. It is below $80 per barrel. um do you think that we have regulated our the fuel sector so much so that we have inflicted that high cost on us ourselves?
Well, we can't we depending on where it's bought. Okay, we can't say we've inflicted so much high cost. As it is, the government is doing a lot of things to either transfer or absorb some costs to the consumers. Okay, we'll have some sort of discounting coming in, some sort of levies also being taken off. So depending on what it is, and I feel the sector is not doing too bad. I feel all the players and all the trading bodies in the sector are not doing too bad. They are, of course, running their business as usual, but then they are trying as much as possible to make sure that the consumers or the end user do not pay so much or do not suffer the consequences. So a few months ago, irrespective of how the war was going on, and then the global market was paying, we were paying so much on the global market, government had to come in and intervene. And also some of the traders also had to sit down and find ways and means to absorb some of the costs and try and make sure that the consumers do not cry as much as is expected. So the sector is not doing too bad. Interesting measures have been put in place to make sure that the consumers do not suffer so much in terms of like the global hikes in terms of oil prices. It's a very, very sensitive industry, and I'm very, very sure that the ministry, together with the regulators and also the players, the upstream, the downstream, the bulk distributors, the OMCs, they're all doing their best to make sure that the citizens and the consumers here do not really, really, really feel the harsh conditions so much, because irrespective of how it goes to just fuel prices, there's also the economics where it affects inflation. Okay, so it might not only just be buying fuel at the petrol pump, but also the price of commodities or the price of foodstuffs and other inflation in this indicators that also have a role to play. So the sector is doing very well to be as robust as it can be.
Very well. Could you please paint a picture of how diesel is going to look like? We know that petrol is the one that is, if it was a human being, is enjoying right now because the prices are falling. What is the picture of diesel looking like right now?
Well, the diesel will also fall relatively, okay, as compared to petrol. But then the rate at which petrol has fallen is not the same as what diesel will fall. But diesel is also expected to fall relatively because the petroleum prices, also the petroleum products, is a whole range of a whole spectrum of products. So diesel too is expected to fall because of also the use it has on the market. So we're also expecting diesel to also fall probably by 2% or maximum 3%.
Very well. Going forward, we know that the deal should be signed on Friday. Anything can happen between today and Friday. If it doesn't happen, what should we expect?
Well, we should be very, very optimistic, but of course we should also look at the bad side of it. If it happens, everybody gets happy, okay? But then if it doesn't happen, then it goes to what we have been dealing with and how we've been handling and managing the sector over the past few months, okay? So if it doesn't happen, then we should maintain our calm. Just make sure that the players are doing what they've been doing over the few months to ensure there's stability on the market, okay? Industry players, as I always keep saying, are being very sensitive and responding appropriately to what is happening on the global market. So if the deal doesn't happen, I feel we will sit together as a team again and then try and see how best we can adjust to be as robust on whatever happens. Okay, because the speculations around is what causes the rise and fall of the oil prices on the global market. So once there's been a mention of a deal being signed, people are now getting excited, and that is what's making the prices begin to act on the speculation that is happening. So if the deal doesn't happen, then it goes back to what it is. We will still maintain what we've been doing and maintaining the peace and calm in the sector.
With all what is happening, how should my brother who doesn't have a car but uses commercial vehicles, react to this? Should he be happy that we're seeing what we're seeing now?
Well, yes, he should be happy. Everybody should be happy. This news is good news for everybody. Whether you own a car or you pay transport fares, you will still be paying the same amount of money that you've been paying. The best you can do or you can have is pay lower, and which of course is always. So the person who does not have a car should also be excited and then just stay calm and then make sure that whatever happens on the global market does not change to affect anybody here.
Donald, your final words for consumers, motorists, passengers, and everybody else, and even the government. What would be your advice to government at this time before you come to your final words to us?
Well, the government, my words to the government, and of course, this is something that I've always been saying, and I've written the articles that are out there. We should focus on what we have, try and put in enough investment in the infrastructure that we have, so that as much as possible we would be able to, in terms of like our pricing models that we have to determine how much we pay at the pump, we will still have some form of input from our local production, from our refineries that we have here. Okay, because if everything that we are getting into the country is, let's say, 95% from outside, then our pricing model would be 95% dependent on our imports from outside. But of course, if we also have, let's say, 20% or 30% being produced or contributing locally, then that would also have some sort of effect on the pricing model. Okay, so my advice to the government is to make the sector very investment friendly. Okay, focus more on the refineries here. The refineries that we have, the private, the Central, the Tamari refinery. Tamari refinery is back on board. Okay, but a lot of work needs to be put in to make it as robust as it is. So my advice to the government is to make sure that we would increase the contribution or the input that we would have from within. Okay, because the more we import, the more that we would want to do, and then make sure that we don't make losses, and that affects the pricing windows or the price that we pay at the pump.
Very well, Donald. I'm sure what you have said also covers us. We have been advised. Yes, if government is able to refine, we enjoy. So we have also been advised.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We were speaking with Donald Marshall, who is a sustainable energy analyst, and we're talking the fuel prices or petroleum product prices as seen today. From today at the pumps, we are going to see new figures suggesting that fuel prices are going down, and petrol is expected to see the largest reduction. If you use any of the vehicles that use petrol, then you should be happy. Some 9% reduction as of today. If you went to any fuel station and you haven't seen or you didn't see any the figure go down, maybe you should drive to the next, because they have started adjusting their figures. This has been the Afternoon Business Review. My name is Oye Walton Ankrah. It's a pleasure coming your way every afternoon, and I am glad that we spoke fuel prices or petroleum product prices today over lunch. We'll come your way again tomorrow. Do have a good afternoon.